a video about it. And no, I'm not talking about Mr. Top 5. I like that guy. Don't bother that guy. I'm talking about Sunny V2. Now, I don't like Sunny V2 because most of his videos just prey on somebody's downfall, and it spreads a lot of negativity. He has some good videos like the 61 Hours Mac Miller video, but the rest of them, it's just a lot of surface level research with oftentimes hate comments or just like anecdotal quotes being used as evidence for arguments. And his most recent video did clickbait me. It was called "Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for Mr. Beast." And so I watched it, and I was in awe about how shit it was. And we'll get to how shit it was, but first, let's get some context going. This is Chris announcing he's doing HRT, and this came off the heels of a tweet from someone saying, "Bro, what the fuck happened?" And it was Chris 3 years ago or something, and Chris now. And he goes, "HRT," and it's only been 2 months.
I'm gonna keep it real. If you guys who asked me to watch this Mogul Mail video, if you don't watch my YouTube video when it comes out, inevitably tomorrow probably, or tonight, on this same particular subject matter, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, okay?
And Chris follows up and says, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles gender non-conforming people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a
thank you for the
first
20
world
gifted
country
subs.
is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies. That makes sense. I can get on board with that. Gender-affirming healthcare, not too different from a boob job. Or me, when my hair is going to go and I'm going to have to chug Propecia to save my career." And for anyone who's concerned about the pronouns here, Chris, any pronouns is chill. I'm going with he.
Good take from right-wing Mogul Mail. Interesting. Talking about how, a lot of us engage in gender-affirming hormone therapy. Copy-paste. Dude, it's the copy-paste mail, okay?
He, him. In general, for pronouns, you just try your best. You ask if you don't know. If you're wrong, you correct yourself. Doesn't have to be deeper than that. Anyway, let's get to the shit video. This is a real clip from the video. I'll play it uninterrupted.
Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails.
Yeah, that was a real piece of evidence. He paints, bro. Like, you gotta go a little bit deeper than that, right? Like, who hasn't painted their nails at least fucking once? What's wrong with painting your goddamn nails? They look pretty. All right, catch me getting a mani and a pedi. You got gross-ass nails. I don't want them. Anyway, he follows up by reading out this hate comment.
Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails.
Which honestly could be a bar in an Eminem diss track.
As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media.
Now, at this point, what do you think Sunny V2 is going to say? All right, Chris is getting a bit harassed. He's taking a break from social media, maybe trying to, find what makes him happy in life.
And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self,
I feel like the implication of that sentence is go back. Actually, don't explore what makes you happy. Don't do what you want to do. Don't be who you are. It's go back to the more masculine you, which I don't know if that's Sunny V2 just being horny for how Chris looked in 2017 or what, but it's fucking weird either way. And then he says this comment.
He'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this.
I don't like how he said that. I don't like how he said looking like this, especially when Tariq is in the photo looking like that. Really? You're worried about how Chris looks? Bro, look at Tariq. What are we talking about here? Anyway, I see a lot of like random ass comments that kind of imply that this decision from Chris was made on a dime. And I don't know if you ever talked to someone who's trans. I have, just being in my stream. It's never a quick decision. It's not like fucking you wake up one day, you're like, tits would be nice. That's not, it's usually a long battle that happens where you are trying to find who you are in this world while also trying to somehow conform to what society says you should be. And we have had, luckily, because we live in a goddamn free country, more freedoms. It was not very long ago, it was in your parents' lifetime, that the phrase "pray the gay away" was standard, right? And that's the reality of it. So it's, I think,
goes in the fucking hearts and minds of right-wing YouTubers like Ludwig, aka Mogul Mail. I'm just saying,
dope that you can actually find who you want to be, and that we live in a place where that works. And this was someone else's take on it, which this is just funny.
Why do we listen to Ludwig say exactly what you said 2 hours earlier? Because chatters in the community, well, one, I like Ludwig. I like supporting Mogul Mail. Two, there are a lot of people in this community that also like Ludwig a lot, and they're like, dude, please watch the Mogul Mail video. of exactly what you just said, but down to an 8-minute shortened version. That's it. The real reason is because Chad is extra annoying and routinely is like, dude, watch Mogul Mail 2 hours after you cover the same story on identical talking points. Alex Jones Jockstrap, thank you for the 10 gifted. The Gafficus, thank you for the 10 gifted. And Oust Grazi, thank you for the 20 gifted.
Tearing the Mr. Beast team apart.
We are never gonna get to the news or the You Got Me video, dude. You are fucking so annoying to me recently, Alizi. You need to dial it back 11 fucking dials, okay? Like, it's been 4 hours since we started, and every single moment we've talked about news. One is about, trans people in America. The other, we talked about the government leaking the fucking documents, like. Or the government arresting the Discord leaker, just because sometimes the news also happens to cover, influencers or things that you would do on a day-to-day basis, doesn't change the reality that it's still definitely news.
Art and turning them gay? Harley.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's always some implication that you just hang out with Carl, you get gay. Obviously no. In fact, Chris announced during I think the election a few years ago that he was bi, and he said he came out to people when he was 16 years old. So totally off base, stupid fucking comments. But Sunny V2 does not end with the stupidity.
You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone.
Now, they're talking about Chris's son, Tucker, and how this is going to affect Tucker's life and going to ruin his life or whatever. And to be clear for this second comment, he'll get torn apart at school. He won't have any friends around. That is just because you are transphobic. But the kids, the next generation, they're way fucking smarter. They're way more understanding, and they care way more about their fellow human than anybody does in the older generations. So maybe they would if you went to school with Tucker, but luckily you're an adult, and so you shouldn't be within 100 feet of it. And the kids will be way better positioned. And because of all this backlash that people are saying somehow he's going to be a worse father because of this, Chris posted a schedule of how he takes care of his kid, which he does not have to do. I feel bad that he felt like he had to do this shit. It's fucking out of pocket.
The level of we're gonna pry into your fucking life is so annoying, and it never happens for right-wing people. Right-wing people never respond to that kind of shit ever. It's only if you're advocating for social justice, or if you are a marginalized group that the right is decided is the enemy for simply existing, that you have to literally give your tax returns just to be a trans person in public. It's fucking crazy.
To be clear, Chris loves his kid. His kid is going to live a top 0.001% life, right? Like he will never have to struggle for anything. Bro, this kid's uncles are Mr. Beast, Carl Jacobs. Every fucking birthday is going to be lit. He's going to have a fucking garage full of cars by the time he's 16. I don't think people understand. He's going to live one of the greatest lives of all time. If I get to reincarnate, I choose Chris's kid. That is a cushy gig. Let me get Chris's kid as my next life, because that's one of the greatest lives you can get. And clearly Chris loves his kid, and that's what you need to be a parent, right? He's crushing it as a parent. So crazy to even include that in the video, which is just mindless hate comments, as somehow reasons to maybe not come out that you're taking HRT. I don't know what the goal of that was.
Whether it be
And this is how the video ends, and I think it's so dog shit.
arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Now, off rip, it's not drama. This is not there was no drama. All right? A person made a choice that HRT would make them happier. That's it. The drama is all you fucks talking about it like it's somehow like the devil. It's not. It doesn't impact anything at all. I don't get it at all. This whole video, I mean, you could have just said, hey, I'm outwardly transphobic and I feel like I don't like when people take HRT, and it would have been more honest. All right? We would have got to the point quicker rather than wasting 9 minutes and 7 seconds of listening to it. But I don't know. The whole shit seems wild to me. But let's talk to the person who he's talking about. He said Chris could be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. What does Mr. Beast think? This is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. There it is. All right, from the horse's mouth. We don't need to fucking talk about it anymore. I don't get why it's such a big talking point. We can move on. We can find other things to worry about. Global politics. I don't know. Just move the fuck on. It's not a big deal. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Subscribe. See you later. Goodbye. It would be tight being his kid, though. Fuck, man.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is the ally. Seems like Sonny is insecure. I mean, I think he's just like right wing.